Hey, Chet.
Hey, guess what?
What's that?
My life has changed completely
Why is that?
because I got a PS4.
Oh,
You know
welcome
how
to
long?
the dark side.
You know how long I've been an Xbox guy? A damn long time. We've had an old podcast. I've changed jobs about five
I
times.
think you were born an Xbox guy. I think you were an Xbox guy before Xbox was
Well,
an Xbox.
I was PC forever, and then the
Exactly.
first
So you were an
console
Xbox guy.
I went back to was Xbox, and I had that forever. And I've always been used to the idea of not having a PS4, so I'd always, PlayStation, Sony, whatever. I ignore the games, and I finally caved and bought one. And I've just been trying to catch up on all the games I missed for 2017 because nothing's happening in January, or at least nothing happened. We finally got games. But just let me go back through everything, okay? So, for starters...
I just want to point out that I feel completely responsible for this because you reviewed Horizon Zero Dawn because I didn't have the time to review it.
Horizon Zero Dawn
Is where it all began.
is where it all began. That was the first Hard Mode Gamers official review copy I bought. I have a few games before that, but that was just like, hey, this is the format. No, it's got a special place in my heart. That's like the one that began it all.
I still
And
haven't even played it. That's the sad part. Like I had started to play it after you finished reviewing it, and then like I didn't. I just like got like 5 minutes in, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get back to this game, but I haven't had a chance to, which is sad.
I didn't even own the PS4. I was just playing it on yours in the studio, and that was it. And I had a great time with that. So later on, I'm just trying to say, probably getting a PS4 would be better, just so I can, it'd be easier to shop for games, let's say. I
remember I was gonna sell you mine so I could convince myself that the purchase of a PS4 Pro with a VR wasn't that bad because I sold my original PS4.
And then sales happened.
And I was like, "There's no way in hell that I can sell my PS4 because, like, brand new, you could get it for $200 during the Christmas season."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'm not selling my PS4 for less than $200. It's not an option."
So it's completely new. I got it. So all of my leftover games from January were these games I had for PS4, and one of them was just playing the Horizon Zero Dawn DLC when I got it. Then I moved on to Prey, and Prey's is actually multi-platform, and it's all right.
But Prey as a game was all right.
It was all right, but then it changed because after that I played Nier Automata. Nier Automata. Nier Automata.
I still haven't played that either. It's funny because now that you have a PS4, you're playing a lot of the games that normally I would play, but I don't have to anymore because you're playing them. So like, it's a little bit less of a concern.
Yeah, like I got to move on and play Monster Hunter soon. That's something I never imagined I'd do. Even though it's on Xbox, I got it for PS4.
You had to. Like, you had to either get it for PS4 or for a Nintendo system, and it didn't come out on Switch.
Yeah. I got to talk about these games, though, because like they all did highlight the PlayStation experience for me. So Prey...
Yeah, like, sell people on this. Like, I could sell people on PS4s all day because I love my PS4, but it's so much more powerful coming from the opposition.
Well, Prey doesn't sell it. That's the thing. It shows me what I don't want to do, and I don't want to play shooting games on PS4. It just doesn't feel right. Maybe it's the controller or something, maybe because the triggers feel so different. But Prey I also wasn't feeling because it was just the combat was an ordeal. The inventory system was kind of garbage. And this whole recycle system was cool, but it like made you run around and collect junk and mix other junk. And again, the combat is just, it's not fun. It's an ordeal every time you encounter every enemy. Imagine Bioshock, but instead of splicers, every enemy is a Big Daddy. If you can imagine.
That sounds miserable. I remember the first time I saw a Big Daddy, not to going off on a tangent, but I was just like, I hope I never have to like encounter one of those things. You know, like in Bioshock, I believe it was Bioshock 1, like the first time you see a Big Daddy is through like a slit in the wall. Like there's a break in the wall and you see it and you're like,
the same thing
Jesus
happens
Christ.
in Prey.
It's like, Jesus Christ, what is that? I hope like that's like the first thought that came to my mind was like, all right, word, that's a final boss. Like this is a little bit of foreshadowing. I'm gonna face that thing to finish the game. No, like that thing is just everywhere.
No, you do that. You do that in Prey. There's a bad guy behind the glass. That's just. I think everyone's just ripping off System Shock 2. That's what it comes down to. Is everyone wants to be that game. So Bioshock is System Shock 2. Prey is System Shock 2. They're all System Shock 2.
We live in a world where all you play is
every
System
enemy.
Shock 2.
Every enemy was an ordeal, and I was trying to play a certain run where they had this sort of hidden morality system going, and I've caught on to what it was, and I'm trying to play accordingly. But because I'm doing it that way, it's making the game even harder. So I had enough because I just played it. I didn't want to play it anymore, and I still had Nier staring me in the face. And I love my Platinum games.
Platinum Games is one of my favorite developers, studios, public. Like they do so much that it's hard to really classify. But they're one of my favorites. Vanquish, Nier, Bayonetta, Metal Gear Rising. Like those are all incredible games. That
Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is such a spectacular game.
I'm upset that we haven't gotten a sequel announcement. Like there were so many teases about a sequel, but like it's not. It's Konami's fault because Konami sucks.
It's Konami's fault. If we get that, I would be very happy. I mean, you suplex a Metal Gear Ray as the first boss. It doesn't get any better than that. Moving on to Nier Automata, I'll start with the bad right away because it's the only thing I can think of. Nier Automata, the graphics suck.
Yeah.
They're really bad. It's like they ran out of money at a certain point and just had to just throw in some pre-built assets. It does not look good, but it speaks to how good the game is because the plot is all over the place. It's insane.
Lots of plot.
It makes you replay it many times. Did you know the game has 26 endings?
No, I didn't. I knew that they had multiple endings, and I know that like getting the official ending is really hard.
Okay.
But I did not know that 26 was the total like ending. Like that's a lot of variable options for a game.
Okay, so
or
what
for
it
anything
is,
that has a story that like for any type of thing that ends with like a conclusion, like 26 options for how this ends. That sounds awful.
So what it is, it has 5 real endings and 21 fake endings. They all revolve around specific conditions. Usually count on you being like a dickhead. Like you're supposed to go somewhere and it's like on fire. And if you decide not to go there for a little bit, it'll time out and say, well, you never went and saved them. The end. And the credits will just roll past you, and then you'll have to reload your save.
I like that because it's not so much that there's multiple endings. It's that the game is telling you like no, like it's bringing you into the world in the most realistic way. It's like no, the things you're supposed to do, like you have to do. If you don't do them, you can't keep playing.
It's Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater tier trolling and
it's amazing.
Thoughts and all these things they put onto. There's one for every letter of the alphabet. One of them you can accidentally kill yourself because there's this skill slot where you arrange different things that give you power-ups, and you can also adjust your screen, and you can remove stuff from your screen in order to attach more power-ups. And there's all these computer chips that you put in, and one of the computer chips you can put in is System OS. And when you highlight it says System OS. Removal means death. You can remove it, and then you die. Game over.
Removal means death. I wonder what they mean by this. Okay.
So you die.
All right, word. All right, so we're going to start over. Word. Cool.
I don't even want to spoil it, but basically, so you play the game, and then you have to play it again.
Backwards?
No, just again.
Oh.
And then it ends, and then you have to play it again. 2.5 more times. And then you finally do get the real ending. And this game is just so smart in how it handles everything. And that's going on. I don't want to spoil anything. The less you talk about the plot, the better. Just go in blind. As for the rest of it, the combat's amazing. It's Platinum Games. They just... pure gameplay, they're the best at it. I played Transformers Devastation, and you want to know something? I did not give a crap about it as a kid. Can you believe that? I was not a Transformers kid.
I
But
wasn't
the
really a
game-
Transformers kid either. It was more like I got into Beast Wars. If anybody remembers Beast Wars,
A few
Beast
people.
Wars was amazing. So like anything Transformers related as Beast Wars, I'm with it. Outside of that, it's like robots.
Transformers Devastation had gameplay
Was
so
fucking
good.
phenomenal.
I played it. And
Excuse my French. Put the cat sound over that one.
that's another Platinum game. Finally, about Platinum games, I got my first Platinum trophy from Nier Automata.
You platinum Nier?
Yes, but only because I cheated. Because the game lets you cheat. That's what happens in this game.
This game is so self-aware.
This game, like I said, the only other game I've seen that's been so self-aware of so many little nuances has been Snake Eater. It's what the game reminded me of most. Even the menus felt a little bit like Snake Eater.
Huh.
And just moving on, I'm playing all these games. I'm glad I got a PS4.
What's your favorite thing about PS4 so far?
Let's see. It installs the games faster.
Hey, I'll take that.
But then it doesn't update. Like, I don't get why neither Xbox or PS4 can get their shit together.
No, you can do auto updates.
No, but when you first install, it's like, oops, forgot to update.
Oh yeah, it's like, yeah, definitely.
Oops,
I get
forgot
that.
to
I
update.
get that, yeah.
Oops, forgot to update.
That's just a generation issue though. Not
And
even
that's PS4 going, oops, I forgot to update. Xbox is, I remembered to update, but if you put a CD, I'm just going to sit there doing nothing until I finally realize there's a disc. Oh, I need to install this. 2 minutes later.
God.
Get it together. One of you. I just like having both because I finally have access to all the games and all the true potential that
Yeah,
all
'cause
games
you-
have to offer. And
now
man, the
at hard
console
mode we
exclusive-
have all three consoles that really matter.
and the Switch, which I'm still going to review so many games for.
I think the next thing that we need is a VR set. Like I don't think it needs to be PSVR. I think like as much as I want it to be PSVR, I feel
think
like
it-
we need a HTC Vive.
I'd like to. I think PSVR is the most accessible one.
Definitely, and it's hands down the greatest option.
It's
in my opinion.
mainstream. I think that works for it in the long run.
Oh, definitely. I think they're somewhere around like 1 million sold, and they're the only company announcing like sales of VR, so they're obviously winning.
Yeah, I don't know where Microsoft is with that HoloLens thing. Maybe we'll
I
find
don't
out.
think HoloLens was ever designed to be a gaming thing. I think it was just shown at the wrong stage. I think HoloLens was always supposed to be like, you know what I really see HoloLens being, and I think this would be like our closing point. Like I think HoloLens is gonna end up in the medical industry. Like I feel
like the Connected.
yeah, just like the Connected, because HoloLens has the potential. So imagine a doctor having to do surgery, right? And they can put themselves inside of your body to do the surgery. Like the precision of that surgery is now increased like tenfold if they can like simulate the idea of being shrunken down to a microscopic size where they can go directly in your body and do that work. Like that would be insane.
Yes.
We're hard mode gamers.
So, yeah, closing remarks. 2017 changed my life.
Welcome to the dark side.
I have
PS4
joined the
welcomes
dark
you
side.
happily.
I'm still playing shooters and racers on Xbox, though.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry.
We don't want shooters. I don't care.
Fine then. I'll take it and I'll leave.
I don't care.
All right.
Like we're not getting another Killzone.
Yeah.
We don't care about shooters anymore.
Should I bother with Killzone? 4.5.
Shadowfall had a really good story, but it's too deeply ingrained in everything that happened in the other Killzones for you to enjoy if you're not like familiar with the series.
I'm not.
That was my like, and even as someone who was familiar with the series, there were just so many talking points that harken back to like Killzone 1, 2, and 3. And the only one I finished entirely was, well, I finished Killzone 3 and I finished Killzone 1. I didn't finish Killzone 2 at all. I don't even think I played Killzone 2. But Shadowfall just like, it's just too tied to those stories, and without those stories getting an HD remake or anything like that, like it's very complicated. It's very complicated.
I mean, you had the PS3 re-release, which I actually owned, but then I sold my PS3. Sorry.
There you go.
Well, it was the PS3, and the 4 is so much better.
It is.
It
It is
is.
a million times better. It's a million times better than the PS3 was.
Do you think when they finally have a new actual next generation consoles, they're gonna switch places again? Or you think like maybe we'll finally get over it and we'll all join forces? Sony's holding back on joining forces with Crossplay.
I don't know if they're holding back anymore. I think that the backlash got to them because Rocket League just got announced for Crossplay.
All
platforms. So, and Rocket League is a huge game to set that standard with.
I mean,
So
it's
if
got an
something
actual league behind
Yeah.
Rocket League.
If something like Fortnite was to follow suit, or something like PUBG.
PUBG's killing it.
PUBG's huge. It's already cross-platform. They already said it's coming to PS4. They just haven't said when. So, who
Yeah.
knows?
So I've got some monsters to hunt in a world.
And I've got some Dragon Balls to fight.
All right.
Let's
We'll
get
work on those. Look forward to it. And for more videos, check out Hard Mode Gamers, the website, or check out our YouTube channel more right here.
it.
Hey. Peace.